Hey, what's going on with y'all? Thank you for tapping in with me again today. If you're new to the channel, I'm Cleveland. So today we're going to do another above the tank basking area for our turtles. Although I currently have this 20-gallon over here, I want to do another one. This one I'm hoping will exceed that one right there. I'm going to do another 20-gallon with a waterfall, a nice backdrop, and I think it's going to be very fun. So what we have here in front of me looks like a mess. I have this ocean rock, leftover ocean rock from other aquascapes I've done. I purchased this tile, and I also purchased this tile. And I had this leftover also from the other above the tank basking areas I created. So this is going to be the tile that I'm going to use for the turtles to bask on. I think it matches very well with this right here, which we're going to use as a backdrop. So I'm going to use this right here as a backdrop. I am going to put the waterfall right in front of it. And when it's all said and done, it should look just like this, folks. So as you see, I have the ocean rock right here. I broke up into numerous pieces. This is also, I had to break this up, ground this up, and I put that into the silicone. So that's how all of this is connected. It's been silicone together. So I will take you along step by step on how I've done this. This comes off, but that's where I'm going to place it once it's all in the tank, and then I have it hooked up with the water. So the way I would get the water to go to it is using this pump right here. So this pump will...
I couldn't see the pump because I don't want to get your toes in it, babe.
Here's the pump. So I'm going to use this pump to pump up water. It's going to come through this opening right here, and it's going to go down this little waterfall, and it's going to come right out, and it's going to go straight into the tank. So that's my idea. I hope it works. But before we actually connect this, and I'll show you this one, we're going to build another one, and then we'll connect them both at the same time. So I hope you're looking forward to this. But without any further ado, let's get to it. All right, to start off, if you watched the last video, you know exactly how I go about removing this bottom glass panel, but I will leave it totally up to you. I don't care how you do it, but get that glass panel out. So once you have that glass panel out, you'll flip it upside down, and this was the bottom. And so you're gonna be able to work, so you're gonna be able to remove that. And since I already sized this to fit, it goes right on, it goes right in. Don't even need to glue it or anything. So I want you to see how I did this. So all I do is remove, don't go to that table. Remove it from its wrapping. This is going to be so simple, trust me. It's so much fun for everyone. All right, so you take that off, and it looks like this on the back end. So believe it or not, the only ones I had to remove were the long ones. So since this side is already broke, this is the side that I'm gonna remove. And all the extras will be what we're gonna incorporate on the actual waterfall. So you just peel them off, just like that. All the ones that's sticking out. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 more. Even if it's broke, leave that. And once we have those removed, we take our razor and then we just cut off the excess. All right, let's see how this fits. Oh, one more. So if you don't cut it out, it's gonna look like that. So that's the reason why we are cutting that out.
Me too. Yeah.
All right. So there we are. And it's gonna sit right on that bottom lip. And then it's gonna sit right on top just like that. So that's the back. Save that for later, don't follow me.
I'm just taking a closer look.
All right, so now that I have that fitted, let me just hit you with this eye candy real quick so you can see exactly what's going on. That's the goal right there. That's the end result. And then on the other side, it's gonna look just like that, but with that tile. Just like that right there. I'm going to use a brown grout. I mean, that's the extra step that you may or may not want to do, but I'm going to use a brown grout for this tile. But first, I need to use this silicone and adhere it to that tile right there. So since it looks like it's a perfect fit, I don't really think I'm going to do any cutting whatsoever. I just don't think I need to. It looks like it fits pretty good to me. I don't mind it overlapping a little bit because I'm going to have it connect. I'm going to have the corkwood ramp connected to it, so I'm okay with that. So now what I'm going to do, go like that right there. Place it like that. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I adhere this to the other tile, and then I'll do it one more time with the other one, and then we'll get to building our waterfall. Are you going? Mm-hmm. All right. So take that one out. All right, so I am using a silicone 1 GE brand Seems to be aquarium safe. So let me show you how I plan on doing this. So I'm just going to be a little generous with it. Fact.
What you need, babe?
I'm gonna spread it around. And again, you don't even have to do this if you don't want to. I'm just choosing to take that extra step just the same way I'm taking the extra step with the grout. And my previous builds, I just used sand, which has worked fine, but I wanted to take it up a notch. I wanted to raise the bar for myself. So if you're doing it the exact same way I'm doing it, kudos to you. And I really hope that you get the results you're looking for. Just like that. Matter of fact, nope, not just like that, guys. It's more so like that. There we go. All right. And then, so I'm gonna do this. Let me make sure it fits in there the way I want it to. Oh, it does. So let me put that back in there for you, so you can see it fits like a glove, just like that right there. All right, that's that side. Now let's do it again over here. And dip it.
Smells like so much vinegar.
It does. It really, really does. All right. Just like that. So I'm going to let this dry for at least 24 hours before I put the grout on it. Reason being, you want to make sure all the moisture is out before you put grout. Otherwise, it may never dry completely. So those two things are done. Yes, I can stack them just like that. And now we're gonna go ahead and get started on this waterfall. Let me put this up. Put this up somewhere so nothing happens to it. What y'all know about this ginger ale right here? If you don't know, you should know. It's the only kind of soda I drink. Mainly because of that ginger. And no, the video is not sponsored.
They better sponsor you, baby.
All right, so let me go ahead and put up all of this. It smells like vinegar. Be over here. So, flash. All right, so the other one that I already made was on this side. So this next one is gonna go on the opposite side. So it's almost like piecing together a puzzle. I'm not quite sure exactly how I'm gonna do it yet, but I'm just gonna see what it's looking like with as a dry fit and with the large pieces. And if I like it, I'll go ahead and use it. Otherwise, I'm gonna take my sledgehammer and break it up, and in order for me to get the results and the look that I'm looking for. Okay, so this large tile, I'm gonna go right there. I want a little gap right against there, so in case I want to have some plants come out, make it look even a little bit more natural. I have another piece of driftwood that I plan on adding to this. So some really nice looking pieces of rock. I would love to be able to incorporate that somehow. I'm not quite sure if I will be able to. Another one. So let's see. So we need to come off of that side.
Heck yeah.
All right, so let's see. I kind of like that a little bit. Nope.
And actually, I didn't look at the back though, babe.
So I think I'm going to need to break these pieces up in order to give me smaller pieces to work with, because this is just not working. So hammer time.
Hammer time. In the meantime.
There we go. So much vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's try the skin. So the idea would obviously be to make a path and have it ideally follow that path. So that's what I'm attempting. Put something back there if I like that to prevent from. I'll put something back there to prevent, just like that, to prevent the water from going back there, and then silicone all that in. And then let's just say I like that. That looks like a waterfall. Let's see if I could do one better though. So let's say I do something like that. So if I go like that, and go like that. So as you see, I'm also trying to make it, get the path going,
I definitely keep that. I mean, I already knew that because you did that in the first one.
So it kind of just swoop straight down right there. should stop trying to use the one that I really want. All right. So it was a little pain. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this piece just like that. And then so it's gonna come off of here, go down there, and drop right there. But one last thing I need to be able to do is hide my hose. So how do I do that? Skeleton face for Halloween. So the water could come through there, go down that one, go down that one.
Like a peace rock.
All right. So now what I need to do is real quick and easy. I just want to make sure I got a nice path for this water. So what I'm going to do is just piece it together. It's a big path.
Definitely. A nice little pathway.
That's going to be the path.
See it from this angle. Yep.
And then
good job, baby.
I can also incorporate any of these other pieces that I really like. Maybe I. What I want to do with that one, because once it's in there, it's in there.
It don't look bad, though. Look.
Alright, let me grab a piece of wood that I was considering putting in here. I don't use it. So this one.
Hold on, babe.
It's off real quick. It's that.
My baby did that. So talented and creative. Harley, you cannot eat that.
All right. Go. So here's the piece of driftwood that I'm considering incorporating. So that would sit somewhere like that. All right.
Sorry.
Or should I go a little different? You know, like that.
I gotta get on this angle to actually take a good look at it.
So what do you think? Either that, I could put this in front.
Yeah, actually.
Or not.
Yeah, because look at it from the camera view. See how it looks?
Right, but we're gonna be looking at it that way. And then, which is the shady part.
We got a shady part?
Yeah. So, and then we have these pieces right here that will be also getting incorporated into this like the other one.
Yeah, that's good.
So basically all we're doing with these is just piece them together any way you like. And so this is just a dry fit, and then I will silicone it all in. That's the plan. And then I will crush up some of these other pieces of rock, and that's what I'm going to use to go on top of the silicone, so you can try to hide that silicone as much as possible. So the first thing that you need to silicone, obviously, will be the waterfall. This is a process 100%.
Start the silicone.
So remember how you have these pieces of rock stacked, so you can make sure you put them back exactly where they were and how they were.
That's kind of the hard part.
That is definitely the hard part. Thank you, babe. I didn't want to scare them, but yes. So the way I'm doing it is I'm pulling it off in the level. So that's the top one. That's holding up the top one. This is the next one. This is holding that up. So that's how I'm removing this in order for me to try to get that done without forgetting how it's supposed to go. So you silicone all the areas that you know is touching the ground or touching the tile. Silicone that first. Put that in place. Next, silicone the other one. As you see, I'm siliconing the flat areas, because that's the area that's going to touch. That's that level. And don't worry about getting it all done on the first go, because you're gonna certainly need to come back around and do it again. I think I am out of silicone. I am. So next tube. I'm going to put this outside because, again, it smells like vinegar. All right. And you should probably wear gloves with this. And it's not absolutely necessary, but it does make a bit of a mess, and it does help you stay clean. So it's up to you. All right, I believe that's how it was. And if it wasn't, it is now. Now that's how it is. All right, so it's not exactly how it was, but it's close enough. So I hope when you're doing this, if you didn't get exactly how you had it originally, I hope that you're able to be okay with that and just keep moving forward. Because there's no guarantee that you will find the exact placement. But if you do, hats off to you. That's awesome. As you see, I couldn't. I tried. I really did. But in the end, I still got the look that I was looking for, and I could live with this. It's still 2 waterfalls, and that's really what I wanted. So all of these areas where I'm putting silicone, I will be putting crushed up rock. And I believe I am going to stop there for tonight. Reason being, I want to allow, all right, so as I just stated, I'm going to stop right there for tonight. I need to allow the silicone to dry, so when I get in there tomorrow, I could go ahead and add more silicone where it's needed without it falling over or anything like that. So that's it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed part 1 of this series. We're doing the waterfall on the 20-gallon turtle basking tank, and have a good night.